embarrassed to admit it either. Blast it.
Welcome to this Friday edition of Talking Horses. Greg Wolf, Anthony Stabile, who I've never seen you in such good spirits. I guess it's because you have a good feel about this card today.
Everything's going wood. Everything's going wood. Everything's going good, Wolfie. Feeling good today. Picked some winners yesterday. Your best bet kicked the you-know-what out of my best bet. Nice work.
Thank you.
But we made some
the
money.
only thing I did right.
Got Mitch Friedman home twice. Going to try and get him home again today. Fun day here yesterday.
We started out, pick six got hit, carryover, so we started
Congrats.
new. But
yes.
again, I've said this before, this is a good time to go after it because there's not all that attention
Absolutely.
on it.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll get into the card here coming up in a moment. Track to start, as of right now, listed as good.
Yeah, so moisture track kind of thawed a little bit yesterday. That's where the muddy sealed came from. No rain last night. It's kind of, I don't want to say warm, but it's not cold out
No,
today.
it is. It's a nice day today.
It's a nice day today.
A lot warmer than yesterday.
It's supposed to be amazing tomorrow. Maybe some showers in the forecast. It's supposed to be in the 60s tomorrow.
Yeah.
63 or something.
It's unreal.
And then even next week, right before we take our break, so we have 7 racing days left before our little holiday break. Temperature's supposed to be in the 50s all week next week. So that's a good thing. You know, the track's been good. The track's been fair. Thought we saw some good results yesterday. So
yeah,
looking forward to a fun weekend. Weekend cards are fun. Couple of 9 race cars this weekend.
We'll be here
all weekend together.
On Saturday. It's
yes.
tremendous. But we got a good card today as well. Let's go through the business first. If you want to play this action, get signed up, started with Naira Bets. No excuse not to. You can go to nairabets.com. You can download the app and take advantage of that $200 deposit bonus at sign up with the promo code bonus200 and bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Also, once you're signed up, you can take advantage of this promotion. Bet $50 each on Los Alamitos and Golden Gate Fields. And whether you win or lose, you'll earn $15 bonus in your account just by playing. Don't forget, you got to opt in to take advantage. Pretty much all these bonuses, but this one as well.
Yep. You can opt into everything now. Everything for Friday, Saturday, Sunday is available at Naira Bets. Just go opt in, hit all the buttons, opt into everything. I know there's a Los Al Futurity bonus tomorrow, up to $20. So get in there.
Nice. Saturday contest. Put your skills to the test. $300 buy-in. It is lucrative. Cash prizes. You have until 5 p.m. Eastern today to register at naira.com/contests.
Yes. We can't enter, so sorry there's 600 in dead money sitting on the desk right now.
This is coming up later on this afternoon. America's Day at the Races kicks off at 3 Eastern on FS2. We hope to see you then. Join us if you can. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. We start off this Friday card, $30,000 maiden claiming race, with a race that everyone should get a win.
Everyone should get a win?
Not just an easy free square right off the top, right?
Man, you know, I got to tell you something. I like to come up here and try to be a little brave. You're a braver man than me calling anything in this heat a free bingo
track's
square.
going to be probably 2 to 5 in here.
And should be.
Yeah.
And should be.
Face Verratti, Triple Elvis, and then, of course, Mo Donegal was third in that race, who came back to win the Remsen. Set the lead, was out in front in that race. It's Jonathan Thomas, second time out. There's too much to like, except the price is going to be awful.
Price is going to be terrible. We haven't seen this horse in a little over 2 months now. Look, this horse is as logical as it gets. But, so it's got to be 7 3/4 lengths to a stakes winner, right? And Mo Donegal. He got beat 2 lengths to Mo Donegal. Mm-hmm. And he is in for $30,000. Now, he's going to, in all likelihood, lose his best friend today. And that's his maiden. He's going to lose that today. So if you're thinking about going to the claim box to claim this horse today, and I have to imagine there are several dozen people thinking about going to the claim box today, you kind of know going in that this horse is going to be 2 to 5 to lose this friend today.
He must have. Why would you give up after one start? He must have shown very little to these connections in the interim.
And they only paid $50 for him. So while I'm not one to say, well, it's not that big of a drop, when he runs as well as he did in the special weight race, it makes it a bigger drop. Because he's already established that, you know, he probably outran his purchase price in that first race. Is he supposed to win this race? Absolutely. But I have seen better looking prohibitive favorites go down here at the Big A.
Okay. By the way, I've never witnessed It may have happened. I've never witnessed top 4 picks being exactly the same.
Oh yeah, stick around, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, and look, if we're always forthright, right? This time of year in races like this, it's going to happen a lot because there's just, quite frankly, part of the reason this horse looks as good as he looks is it's a little bit of a stretch if you're looking somewhere else.
No question. That's also part of the reason why he's odds on in here.
Right.
But it is a major red flag that this horse is nose diving off that performance and the fact he showed ability in for 30 maiden claiming. So right off the top, if there is something wacky that happens in here, automatically this pick 5 is going to be sensational.
Yeah, and you and I both went to the same alternative, the 5 any minute fresh gelding for Rudy Rodriguez. This horse was last in a 3-horse field, so don't let the 3rd place finish fool you. But what's funny? Little Drama's okay. Hagler came back to win off that layoff. Hagler didn't run from that effort until the fall. And he was impressive when he broke his maiden. Dr. Jeff and Fort Ticonderoga, I mean...
He's not finished in front of a horse yet is a problem.
Correct. That is the problem. But he's a gelding, and like Print Track, he is dropping. So...
And the gelding, that makes the horse intriguing a little bit too.
Yeah.
What about Good Skate, the 7?
He'd be the other one. It's funny. You could start playing that game too, right? Like, all right, well, Rudy has 2 in here. And, it's a $30,000 maiden race. Did he enter one of these to make sure it went for the other one? You start playing that, that the whole ignorance is bliss. Mm-hmm. So this is the opposite of that. You start playing that mind game with yourself a little bit. I don't want to speak for you. That's what I did. I was like, I wonder if Rudy entered the...
I absolutely start outthinking myself many a time.
Yeah.
Print Track, though, should control, should be gone early. The other one who's shown a little bit of pace is the horse who showed it on turf, which I feel turf speed more translates to dirt speed than the other way around.
Yeah, and again, we're going to see this time of year, and we're going to, and what are we looking at here, sir? This isn't Print Track, is it?
Yeah, this is Print Track.
This is Print Track, okay. Yes, you see him in the Lapenta Silks backing up along the inside. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Juez is who you're referring to, number 2. Fausto Gutierrez,
There's
of course.
Mo Donegal passing him for 3rd.
Yeah. Fausto Gutierrez, of course, of Latruska fame. Ships this son of Vancouver in here. Yeah, we'll see. But this time of year, again, he ran for 40 at the Meadowlands. He's in for 30 here. You're probably not going to ship this horse out of town. And you're going to see if he can dirt first and then do what you have to do with him from there.
All right. Let me just say real quick and move on to the next race. The 6 in here, first full out of this dam. The Grand Dam did win the Adirondack and was a multiple stakes winner. David Donk, first-time starter, is 15-1 morning line.
All right. There you go.
All right. Race 2, 25,000 non-winners at 3 life. 7/8 of a mile in this spot. We agree.
2 races in a row.
That's bizarre.
See, I told you to stick around, Wolf. Look at that. Not once, but twice.
Wow.
Andy would not have been happy about this. Andy would have been changing it. I'm not going to pick the same horse you pick.
Okay, I'm starting to think something fishy's going on. Shane's Pretty Lady, we both went to in here. So coming off that 4-length win last time out.
Why has it got to be something fishy?
That's very strange.
Why can't great minds just think alike?
This race I felt was fairly wide open. What'd you like about Shane's Pretty Lady?
I think the issue, I kind of went backwards in here, right? And I looked for a reason to pick against this filly. Because now you start to look, how much was the wet track last time? Was it the drop in class? It was probably a little combination of both. But it was just her second start for Tom Morley. She kind of lost all chance in her first start for the Morley barn up in Saratoga on a day where nobody was going to beat Honey Money anyway. Mm-hmm. Honey Money was good that day. It was probably the best little race in her little run that she had in the spring into summer. And then last time she, the best hops that drop sometimes. And again, we talked about this yesterday. These trainers that put these horses in the right spots. She's in where she belongs. She won for the 32 life last time. She's jammed right back in for the quarter 3 life. You want to have her again. David made her 2-1 on the morning line. So in all likelihood, she's going to be the favorite, or at the very least, the second choice behind Cazilda 40 Tails, and to get out of this condition.
And
today.
She's produced that figure on several occasions, so it's not
she's
like
produced better figures on several occasions. So you could even say, well, maybe she needed the race off the break, and now she can run even better today. She was also a lot closer than she had ever been. Now, I know it was a pedestrian pace last time, but at the very least, she showed she was a little tactical. She's supposed to get a lot more pace in here. Investment Grade's got plenty of gas. Cazilda 40 Tails isn't slow. So she's supposed to get an even better setup, I think, than last time. She was just a little logical.
So we're going to show you that Cazilda 40 Tails. This was the race 2 back. It was October 1st, forwardly placed, and this was getting claimed out of this. Well, I wish we took a little further back, but anyway, at this point, just takes off and is gone. Blitzes this field by 8 lengths, and it's lights out from this point.
Yeah, but again, he got to control he got away with the proverbial murder. 23-2, 46-1. That race was over after the opening quarter that day. And then he came back a month later, came back a month later in the slop, and it was not a good effort. She's going to be chasing Investment Grade. I mean, unless something unforeseen happens, and Investment Grade's just faster than her. And I would imagine that Jackie Davis is going to put Investment Grade on the lead today.
Yeah.
So I think, part of the reason I kind of split the favorites in here was I felt like Cazilda 40 Tails was going to be out of position. Her best races are when she is forward. And I just think she's got to be chasing the other filly today.
We both have Polished Gem second. Actually, I think she has a lot of upside in this race. Blinker's coming off. She had him on for a couple of starts, but she's coming out of probably the toughest race of anybody, or one of them in this field, that 50,000 starter allowance. But a horse who can be forward, can be a little bit tactical too. And you look at some of the numbers she ran at Churchill, and they're as good as Shane's Pretty Lady, if not better.
They ran her back quick off the claim last time, 9 days. She was claimed for Ian Wilkes. Blinkers went on for the first time that day. They just sharpened her up way, way too much. Obviously, something else had to be nagging her because she's been gone for a while. They claimed her for 40. She's in for the quarter. Again, folks, don't get confused. If you're, handicapping this at home, that looks like an open 40 she was claimed out of. It's not. It's a straight 3-year-old race.
3-year-olds exclusive.
You have to be, this is a lateral move at best. You can even say she's kind of going up in class a little bit, running against the older fillies in the 3-life condition. But I thought she was a little interesting in here. Again, I thought she was interesting because those blinkers seemed to really sharpen her up last time. Now, she may come back sharp from the layoff as well, but I think if she sits one of those trips she sat down at Kentucky, she can try and split these favorites here at a price.
I'm with you. 8-1 morning line. I don't think we will get that.
No.
But, all right, that's race 2 in the books. Third race, 7/8 of a mile, New York bred, $25,000 claiming group in here, and the streak comes to an end here. We go in different directions.
Yeah, pick 6 time as well on the 8-race card, kicks off here. So I wanted to think a little outside the box here. I have not been a proponent of my Roxy Girl for the better part of 2021, and I am going to continuation bet that today. Saratoga Beauty has run well. She's changed hands an awful lot, and I think you have to like the fact that for the most part, she comes with a good effort every time she's changed hands.
To me, real quick on Saratoga Beauty, to me, and I know she's got figures that were in the ballpark buyer-wise, but other figures I look at, that figure...
Dressed up fig.
Complete aberration.
Yeah, dressed up fig. Right, you're not the first person that's told me that. And I'm not saying it's part of the reason I left. I don't like who she beat last time.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how much tougher this is. I'll say this. I know horses like Prairie Fire, the number 3, like my Roxy Girl, even though I'm not her biggest fan at this moment, they have races in their past that are better than what this filly faced last time, Saratoga Beauty.
So let's look at my Roxy Girl. So this was 2 starts back, and Saratoga Beauty, by the way, was 3rd in here. She comes back to freak and run the race of her life next time out, where she wins by 7 lengths.
My Roxy Girl took advantage of a good rail this day, right? Just kind of got an aggressive ride here from Omar Hernandez.
And then just takes off right here, finds another gear.
Just an absolute jig jog.
Does not look back from this point after being bunched up, and just takes off, wins by 8+ lengths in this spot. This was for $25,000. And I even look at that race coming back when her number dipped a little bit. Spun d'Etat, Fair Regis, that's pretty tough company she was in against for 32.
Yeah.
Open 32.
Yeah, and she's run well. She has run well, and she's kind of made a fool out of me this year a little bit. She's run a lot too, Greg. It's going to be her 11th start. For a horse in the claiming ranks, that's a lot. That's good. It shows that she's been able to withstand a pretty tough campaign. I want a little bit of a fresh face.
Okay.
I want a little bit of a different look. I went to my man Ray Handel with the Rail Filly, the one diva banker. She, she's come back. She went to 7/8 last time. And I'm not in love with this filly, but mare, I should say. And the 7/8 is part of the reason. But man, hasn't she faced a little bit better? And even if you don't want to say she's faced a little bit better, she's kind of run against horses, unfortunately for her and her connections, at the wrong time. She caught Awesome Debate on a day where Awesome Debate was good and in good form. She see Trini Luck on her card, right? Radiant Rhythm was in the middle of when she came off the layoff from January to April. And the truth of the matter is, she's supposed to be on the lead in here. I know it doesn't look that way necessarily on paper, right? There are a couple of fillies that are My Roxy Girl, you would think, but My Roxy Girl had that, that was like lightning in a bottle, I think, that day. Because I don't think she's ever going to come back to that effort. I think from the rail, Jalon Samuel, who's a good rider and an aggressive rider, has to take the bull by the horns here and just put this filly on the lead today. She's a square enough price. If you're playing pick 4s, pick 5s, starting the pick 6, I don't think this is a race you want to lean on anybody too heavily. And she's a little bit of a different look to what we've seen from some of these others the past several months.
All right. Well, so I thought in terms, so I went to the 3 in your Prairie Fire, who's 6-1 morning line. Lena Rice claims this one. I thought by far she had faced the toughest company in here. You see Chubwagon in there, who's 10 for 11 lifetime.
Yeah. So this was a weird one. Linda had this horse her whole career and claimed this horse right back. Mm-hmm. Which I found a little interesting. I don't love the fact that she has to drop her in for the quarter.
She didn't do any running last time out.
No.
We don't know if she can still run at all. She was off from April to October, did not really show any ability in the comeback. I just think you got to give her another chance from that performance. That was a good. The important one was on that freakish win streak that she faced in that run. But look who she's faced too. Yeah. Espresso Shot, Miss Brazil, who's a stakes winner. Espresso Shot's a multiple stakes winner. I mentioned Chubwagon. There's no question.
No.
Her ability back then.
She's the class.
4 and 3 year old.
That's what we were saying.
No
right?
question.
We're saying that she has.
But it's a gamble if she can still run.
She has the races that bury these horses. Just based on what she's faced. I just don't know if she wants to do it.
Yeah. Again, this race, as Anthony mentioned, kicks off the pick 6 in race 3. We start pick 5, then we break?
We do, yeah, halfway home.
Okay. Race 4. 14,000 claiming race. Non-winners at 3 life, 6 furlongs. In this group, you went...
Later scratch in here if you don't have it.
Big one, too.
You can make my 4th pick to 9, guys and gals. Yeah, 16 tons comes out. I believe was your morning line favorite at 5-2, right? Yeah. Who,
by the way, if I had known that earlier, I probably would switch things around in here because there's 3 horses primarily that look, the 3, the 7, Papa Smooth.
Deputy Flag and Papa Smooth. See,
definitely want to go to the front, and one of those speeds now is gone.
It's funny. I didn't think the pace was as affected as you did because the other 2, Deputy Flag and Papa Smooth, are just much faster than 16 tons. Part of the reason I even was considering using 16 tons today because I thought he was going to pocket up behind the other 2 speed. So I think the pace is still going to. I think they still got to. I keep saying these things. And
well,
I keep
yeah,
making
7
a fool of
9
myself.
still
They're supposed to
absolutely
hit.
want to go.
They have to hit. These are 2. Now this is an instance where we talk about how there's a lack of aggression and we don't see pace duels around here. If the last 2 efforts from Papa Smooth prove anything, he has to have the lead. Deputy Flag, that's a foregone conclusion. I mean, that's a foregone conclusion. Deputy Flag has to have the lead. So common sense tells you there has to be some hitting here. You know what you can do with common sense around here sometimes, right?
Yeah. Well, so let's look at last time out for Papa Smooth. This was November 19th at Aqueduct. And this
Jalon gave this horse a good ride this day.
16 non-winners at 2.
Yeah. And we're not going to see we didn't see the break here, but he broke, and he didn't really break on top. He waited.
I asked to include that, but that's fine.
That's okay. Jalon did not rush. Jalon let this horse take him to the lead. He gave this a great ride, right? Here you see him drift, and that's not a herd. That's plenty clear. He's 3 lengths in front. He just wants to make sure he sees some horses coming, and then he holds safe. Fantastic ride. he's got to deal with Deputy Flag, who is faster than him. But I think these last 2 races prove that he has to be forward. So to me, there has to be some hitting in here. That's why I went for a couple of horses that I thought would be coming from off the pace.
Okay, I'm with you. Papa Tom B is your choice here, or a Vargas Jr. aboard. What'd you like with this one?
Yeah, I again just wanted a horse that I thought would be coming from off the pace in here. Merchants of Cool is likely going to be a little too far back for my taste, but I respect the pick, and I'm definitely using him. So this is the kind of race where this is a different, with 16 tons coming out, it's a little bit of a more difficult race to navigate for me in the pick 4s and pick 5s for this reason. I would have used 3, 4, 5 in here, hoping the 7 and 9 hit, and then one of those 3 coming to pick them up. So now that leaves me with 4 and 5. But I don't feel anywhere near as comfortable getting through this race with the 4 and 5 as I did with 16 tons in the 4 and 5. Mm-hmm. So now I almost have to expand to the 4 horses in case one of the speeds gets loose.
I think you have to play. The way things play out here,
I was ready to toss both speeds.
If you're playing multi-race, you have to protect yourself.
Now you have to, because 16 tons was the informed horse and the horse that brought some stability to the table, and now he's gone. So you look at this, for me, this race, it went from using 3 to I got to expand it to use 4 now.
So let me talk Merchant's Cool for a moment here. So this horse, turf last time out, he's been off since May, 4-year-old. The last time he was on dirt, he was at Parks, faced Wentz. Wentz is an 8-time winner of over $350,000. He faced Bango in a stakes race on synthetic, who's an 8-time. Bango's just a cut below the best sprinters we have in the country.
Bango's a bottom listed grade 3 stakes horse. Absolutely.
Multiple stakes winner. He's won almost $550,000 in his career. This horse didn't just run against him. He put up a fight and was competitive against this horse. This horse is very dangerous today if he's ready to go off the bench.
Listen, this is a give up.
And it's a huge drop.
It's a give up. This is a give up. Here you go. You want him for 14. I took him for 50. You want him for 14. It's a give up, in plain English. You see this a lot when you claim off high-profile barns like Wesley Wood. This is what happens. More often than not, this is what happens. But this horse has this horse's races. You just got to hope he can. You obviously don't like the layoff. You can't like the layoff here, but if they're supposed to be hitting up front, and listen, I know I say it more than most people do, and I know I sound like a fool sometimes. If these 2 horses don't hit, I don't know who's hitting around here. They both need to lead. Papa Smooth has to put pressure on Deputy Flag.
Yeah.
So they have to hit, and it sets up for horses like him. It sets up for horses like Papa Tom B. You got Quintarelli in the mix. Quintarelli, he's a tough pill to swallow, but the Monmouth race, which is just, sticks out like a sore thumb on his card. But if he could duplicate the Monmouth race, he's going to be tough and he's going to be a giant prize. I don't like him. I can't talk you off a horse like him, though, because in here, if they hit like I think they're going to hit, the 2 speeds are going to be in trouble.
I just think a race like this, these bottom-level races, anything that can maybe shake things up and wake a horse up a little bit, and blinkers off of Quintarelli, I think maybe this horse can. But 2 for 55, 0 for 22 at Aqueduct.
It's
wow.
tough.
This race is difficult.
Yeah, it's tough. Break time.
We'll be back, talk late pick 4 right after this.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com.
Back with the late pick 4, Greg Wolf, Anthony Stabile, and race 5 will kick off the late pick 4 sequence, 6-furlong sprint. New York bred $40,000 maiden claiming race. A little bit like the opener. Got a horse taking a big drop, not quite as big, But that horse inside, I think, is going to take a lot of attention coming out of that New York bred maiden special. In for state bred maiden 40, Always Charming.
Yeah, definitely a player in here, I would imagine. See if
did beat half the field first time out.
Cleveland Johnson, yep. V has been around these parts for about 40 years. See if V can get Always Charming on the drop to run a little bit better than the last time. Yeah, this is the kind of race where you wish earlier in the early pick 5, right? Print track's a different story, but you wish there was a little bit of a better lean, more confident lean, because you'd like to have some coverage in here. Mm-hmm. This was, to me, it was just pointed out to me the way we matched today. I didn't even realize that.
Our picks match, our outfits match.
Yeah.
We should be teaming up this afternoon.
We should.
Let's look at Empire Station in here, who is my backup, your top pick. I chose to show the debut in here because you cut a sloppy track second time out when he actually was favored, and I just feel people jumped off the bandwagon too quick. This horse, I thought, showed a little bit of ability and had a little bit of run late in this race. The 5 horse here.
I thought his first race was really good, and then I thought, and it's complete the good racetrack to the sloppy seal track completely different. I just think he didn't handle the track last time. And if you're playing him today, you're betting him off the first race, right?
No question.
And you're hoping. See, you're betting him off the first race and hoping the second race, the last race, helps your price because he's dirtied up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Right now, the track's labeled good. It's probably closer to fast. We have.
By then, too, that's
2.5 hours, almost 3 hours until post for this race, right? Get some more moisture out. There's a little wind outside today. So, yeah, I thought this horse was a little interesting. Don't get too confused by the money. It's West Point, so these horses tend to take money. He took money in both of his starts, obviously, 5-1 and 5-2. Yeah, I just wanted them as a little bit of an alternative. I think in this race, I promised myself. I made a couple of really bad selections, really bad chalky selections last month. And I decided that going forward, I was going to try and switch things up a little bit in a race where I thought there was contention. I was going to try to avoid picking favorites. Mm-hmm. And the beauty of the program is we get to tell people how we're going to attack these races, right? The picks are on the website, but you're tuning in, you get to expound on how you're going to attack the race. So yeah, I thought 3 or 4 or 5 horses could win this race, but he's going to be the best price of the horses I think can win. He's going to be trying a dryish track for the first time, and we'll see how he responds.
I thought, too, Silver Samurai, this 5. Look at his first 2 starts. Belmont, Saratoga. One was in the slop, granted, but showed speed in both those 2. Runner-up in both those 2. Coinage turned out to be pretty decent, precocious early on. Did this horse just forget to run?
I don't know what happened here, because even the Fig, the 46 that he got 2 starts back, right? His day was over on the far turn. I don't know what happened to this horse. He wasn't the most honest horse in his first 2 starts off the turn. He got tired late in the game, both of those races. But, there have been non-efforts in his last 3. I guess 2 back, he kind of ran for 3/8 of a mile, a half mile. But for the most part,
he's a very good trainer, too, in Kelly Breen.
Yeah, John Atfield has the string here in the winter. John does an amazing. I don't know what happened to this horse. We both left him off. He's the kind of horse where if last time when Bustin' Pietri got in front and just kept going, if he was compromised by not being able to get to the lead last time, and that was first time for the tag, now he's jammed back in for the 40, right? You have some firsters in here, but the truth of the matter is he's supposed to be the speed again. Mm-hmm. I just think our selections reflect the fact that we just don't trust him at this point.
Yeah, I don't. I thought the 10-2 for Pat Reynolds showed a hint of ability in his debut at Saratoga this summer. Then they tried him on turf going long, came back to dirt. At least he showed a little bit of pace early before he completely flattened out. New gelding, and because of that, and that it showed a little bit of that ability, I think, dangerous moving to his barn.
First time Pat Reynolds, yeah, we'll see. He was one of the ones in here. I thought I wanted to focus on 1, 2, 6, and 8. And then also this morning when I got the scratches, I accidentally scratched the 1 hot stepper. Mm-hmm. So that means they win. That's one of the oldest racetrack moves in the world. You scratch a horse out, the horse wins.
And Miracle Nicky, by the way, does draw into this race. Rudy Rodriguez, who debuted sprinting on dirt, then he tried this one long on grass.
Yeah.
Tough to endure, but that horse took some money first time out.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this horse. 7-1, didn't run 2 steps, ran a little bit better on the turf. incrementally better on the turf. I didn't know what to do with that horse.
Race 6. Stretch out to a 1-turn mile.
I'm
New
ready to
York bred.
stretch out to the mile. You ready to stretch out?
Yeah, I am. State bred A other than Karamoka. You went to.
Yeah, I'm riding that Mitch Friedman wave, my man. We got Mitch home twice yesterday. I'm going to try for the hat trick today.
All right, talk to me. Javier Castellano aboard.
Yeah, Javier Castellano. Third start off a little 9-week break. She's run well in her last 2. And I think with her, if you take her PPs apart a little bit, she'd be one I would absolutely be concerned with if there's any residual, any real moisture in the track. She'd be one where if
No question.
this track was muddy today, I would have changed my pick.
Okay.
But I don't think there's that much in there because she just doesn't stand up on a wet track. There's just nothing good about her on a wet track. I'll tell you what though, her mile, you take her sprints off her card and you just look at her 3-mile races on fast tracks, unless Coffee Bar really takes a step forward.
Which she might.
Karamoka's, you have to consider Karamoka the horse to beat in here. I know Witch Hunter comes in with the Gulfstream Park form, the open company form, and she went to Finger Lakes and ran behind OK Honey. You know, she got beat by OK Honey. Let's be honest here. You know, I don't know how excited I am about Witch Hunter. You have her on top.
Yeah, well,
I have her third.
let's look at Witch Hunter. So this is the race on October 26th. This was at Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
Sloppy track, mile 70, slow out of the gate. And as a result of that, going to be extremely wide here on this first turn. We cut now, the entire way around the racetrack. She was losing ground as a result of that poor start. I thought this was a big effort as a result of that. 6-horse here who has to chase the entire way.
Yeah, OK Honey was able to get loose on the lead because this filly had a little trouble at the start. I didn't know what to do with it. I thought she was going to take way too much money based on some suspect Gulfstream Park form.
She does have a bit of a history too of issues out of the gate.
Okay.
That completely compromised her.
Yeah. See how I want to see where Jose puts her today. Be very curious to see what they do with her. I wonder if he just tries to put her on the front end today. She's the fastest horse in here.
I mean, as you said, the big X factor in this race is the 3-year-old filly for Pletcher Coffee Bar. How does she move forward? She didn't fire at all in that Fleet Indian at a 1 1/8 after she'd run pretty good at a 1 1/8 at Saratoga. The race before that, 23 days later, comes back and struggles against
She
better company.
gets Lasix back. She's run well without Lasix. She ran well in the Busanda without the Lasix, but her better races come. She already has a couple of races that were a little suspect without the Lasix. Busanda was good though. I also wonder if that was because it was in the wintertime up here. That helps. Horses that do tend to have bleeding problems, they'll struggle more in warmer weather than they will in cooler weather. So her best effort without Lasix came here in New York in the middle of January. So I think that's something you might want to note. They put the blinkers on her last time. I sharpened her up a little bit. They stay though. So obviously it wasn't decided that the blinkers were the problem because the blinkers are still on as far as I know.
Yeah, they are.
I think the Charlie Baker horse is a little dressed up in here. I do. And I think Mitch Friedman's horse, I think Karamoka, those mile races on fast tracks, they're consistent. They're solid efforts. I know what I'm going to get from her, and she's going to be a much better price, I think, than Witch Hunter. So I'm going to try her in Coffee Bar.
Much better price than Witch Hunter.
Yeah, for sure.
4-1 versus 5-2. Again, it's another race where
there's no lean in here.
there's not. It's almost.
It's a good card
for me,
today. It was a fun card
incredibly
today.
difficult to find a single in here.
Yep.
7th race.
Another one.
Open A other than allowance in here, and Repo Rocks. We're going to show you this race last time out. This was dominant.
Wow, no risk profile for you at all.
No.
My man. All right. We can talk
Repo
about
Rocks
this one.
here says goodbye to this group pretty convincingly with an 88 buyer to just dominate this group. This was in a 50,000 starter allowance.
Yeah, and there's he has duplicated this effort numerous times. A couple on 87. There's another 88 on his card. And he got a nice little setup in here. He just sat right off the early speed, made the lead on the turn, and just jiggy jogged. He's facing a couple, 3, probably better horses than he faced last time. you could even throw Sienna Magic into that mix. Now I don't trust Sienna Magic off the layoff, and having to go 6.5 and be forwardly placed throughout. But this is a much saltier group than Repo Rocks faced last time. It's a little bit of a test for him. I think it's a little bit of a test for him. And I think off the big win, he'll take more money than the 5-1. So that's why
there's no way you're going to get 5-1.
I kind of stayed away a little bit, but I can't. I understand you liking him. I do.
All right. So what was your reasoning with risk profile?
See, to me, risk profile, he's just faced better. He got up and beat Repo Rocks that day after an impossible start. And then the what do you think now race, he broke through the gate before the race started. And then last time he ran behind a horse who I think is going to be a graded stakes winner in Happy Medium.
That's the Run Happy for Michelle Nevin.
So
103 and I want to say 93 buyer in those last 2 wins.
His figs haven't been as flashy as Repo Rocks, but I think there's a little more upside to this horse. He's as consistent as they come. Now, you could say his consistency comes rounding out exactas and trifectas, but I think there's supposed to be some pace in here. I think he's supposed to get a really good setup. And Jose Lascano with Johnny out of town now. Jose Lascano picks up the mount, and who's riding better than Jose Lascano right now? I don't know anybody riding better than Jose Lascano right now. I thought this horse made a lot of sense today. I think this is a tough race, but I thought this horse made a lot of sense. The only thing to me not to like about this horse is he does not win often. He likes to. He's a check getter. He's a little ATM machine. But I think he found the right group, and I think he found the right setup with the right pilot today.
Well, and that's why the biggest question mark in this race is a horse who's very intriguing because of how lightly raced he is, especially on dirt, and that's the 11 who also was in that Happy Medium race, was a length behind risk profile in the dirt debut, off also a 13-month layoff from Bill Mott.
He ran well. He had to deal with
beat 6 lengths in that race.
He had to deal with dirt/slop for the first time in his career. He had to deal with the long layoff. He broke well, too. He broke well, and he kind of sucked at it there a little bit, and then he came up running on again. I thought it was a useful race. I don't know about you. I was kind of surprised. They were so intent on running this horse on the grass when he was a 2-year-old that I'm kind of surprised this horse is still here. I thought this horse was going to get the dirt prep and go to Florida. But I guess he ran well enough. I mean, he ran the fastest fig of his career, but you can also say it was the end of his 3-year-old year. His 2-year-old figs are all on turf. I thought he ran well enough last time. You see, at similar prices, and David has them 7-2 and 4-1 on the morning line, risk profile and American Monarch. I've seen it a dozen times from risk profile. 8 times from risk profile.
So
I want to see it again. I put him second, but I want to see him again. I want to see it again.
I'm just surprised you don't think. Many might take. We'll see that there's just more upside with American Monarch. Never been on a faster track, or it was sloppy. We'll see. So truly,
could be.
This is, in a sense, almost the dirt debut.
You can look at it as there's more upside for American Monarch. My allegiance to Bill Mott will say there's a reason Bill Mott ran this horse on the turf all 3 of his 2-year-old sons. Maybe he made a mistake. Listen, no one's infallible. He could have made a mistake, and this horse could be a dirt horse. At similar prices, I am going to take the proven dirt horse over the horse that I still think has something to prove.
Okay. But I want to throw out this 8-2 Flatter Me Please. 4-year-old son of Flatter who's been out of town, lesser racetracks, Mahoning Valley, Thistledown. But he's got figures that line up with this group without question. Can he bring that out of town form here to New York? We'll find out.
Yeah,
Andy Franco, though, aboard too.
Yeah, I thought Bustin' Shout was the other interesting horse in here. The peripheral speed of Sienna Magic and South Africa notwithstanding, man, Trevor's been aggressive since he's come back from California. You got to think when the gate opens, he's just going to go. And maybe he leads them on the Merry Chase in here. He'll be a little bit of a backup for me. Just in case he can get loose on these horses.
Another race, too, where the pace is, the two has to go.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's as fast as Bustin' Shout, Greg. I really don't know if he's as fast as him. But you see, you combine the layoff and intent, and maybe he is, right? But, again, and this is nothing against Eric, but
and also,
you want Trevor McCarthy, or you have more confidence that Trevor McCarthy's going to go, or Eric Cancel? Trevor McCarthy on the faster horse from the rail, or Eric Cancel on the layoff horse from just outside of him.
Well, layoff's going to be fresh, too.
Yeah.
And Sibelius, when he was effective, he wasn't slow either.
No. But I don't think any of them are as fast as
But
Bustin'
yeah,
Shout.
I think Trevor's going to be more intense. I would agree with you on that.
And that's why I think he's got to be the third horse in. I almost put him second. But like you said with American Monarch, there's some blue sky there, and he's probably going to get a fast track for the first time.
Close it out in the 8th here, 1-turn mile, New York bred, 25 maiden claiming race. Bohemian Ruby.
Yeah.
For the big A in here. First, let's go to Go Johnny Go, who was my second choice, your third choice, because I think this horse is going to take a lot of attention in this race. This horse was 3-1 in his dirt debut. We're going to show you this race from November 21st. Second start, but dirt debut. This was an eventful stretch run for this horse.
Yeah, he's
ducks
all
in, ducks
over
out.
the place.
Talk about green.
He's all over the place. He's still trying to figure things out. That worries me a little bit. I put him third. He's probably got a better race somewhere inside there. They need to find it now because
60 to 1 shot, by the way, in the lead winning this race.
Yeah, Taco beat kind of just put it on him in here, and nothing you can do about it. He only gets beat a couple of lengths for second in here. When you have those horses kind of have that freaky performance, you don't worry about it too much. Yeah, I mean, he makes some sense. I thought Bail Out the Bank, second time Linda. I was very proud of myself. I patted myself on the back when I did this. I would have looked at this race ordinarily 3 months ago, and I've been like, oh, this is a head scratcher. Give me second time Linda. Default pick. It's like hitting the default, like when you forget to put your survival pool pick in, it goes to the default. Default, second time Linda.
Well, no, as long as you go through the entire race and you still like that horse, that's fine.
Absolutely. But what I'm telling you is, I think you needed to have a little bit of you needed to try to find a little bit of a different opinion here, because I don't think Bail Out the Bank ran that well in his debut. And it would have been a bit of a default pick. The way the Gustavo Rodriguez horses are running, I think Bohemian Ruby has to be respected in here. And, this horse was one race for a tag. Was not a bad effort. And I think this horse made a little bit of a middle move that day. The whole world except me bet on making it in New York that afternoon. And they all
injured
got
in that
paid.
race too.
Yeah, he missed some time, yeah. I thought this horse made a lot of sense today. So it's going to be mostly 6s and 8s for me, with a little 7 and 9. But I'm going to focus on the top two.
I think El Mayor wound up being my top choice in this race outside the 9 here. Juan Vasquez. This horse going to take a lot of attention here. Blinkers go on this afternoon. Actually started his career straight maidens at Tampa and at Gulfstream on dirt, and then in the mud for State Bred Maiden 40 last time out. That effort might be good enough to win this race.
It could be. Problem with him is 70 to 1 to 1, 59 to 1, 15 to 1, 50 to 1, 13 to 1. You're going to have to take 5 to 2 today.
You are, but at the end of the day, and again, it's not a horse where I feel like you can lean.
No.
I don't think we found one horse in the entire card, early pick 5 or
You
late.
want to use print? You want to lean on Print Track? I kind of get it, but I don't have any.
You wouldn't lean on Print Track.
I have any.
Opener, by the way, the 3 to 5 favorite.
We got to run the. When you play pick 4s and pick 5s, you're supposed to try to beat those horses, and he's a maiden 30. So yeah, I'll have a backup ticket with the 2 Rudy horses and hope one of the Rudys beat him up.
Okay. Good luck. See what happens. It's going to be probably 2 to 5.
Yeah, he's 6 to 5 right now.
In that opener.
Come and get it. Go to Naira Bets. Get all you want.
There's different ways to play it. Try and hit it multiple times,
Sure.
or hope for a little chaos.
But do it all right there.
$200 sign-up bonus. Go to NairaBets.com, download the app. Bonus 200 code to use for new members. You can play this Pick 6 this afternoon, late Pick 5, all of it. Tremendous card as well coming up this weekend as we're into day 2 of this winter meet here at Aqueduct. $15 bonus just for playing Los Alamitos and Golden Gate Fields today. Bet $50 on each of those 2 tracks. You'll get that $15 bonus in your account.
You'll
win
be
or
in there.
lose.
You're a California kid. You'll be all over that.
Love playing California. Got to opt in, though. Don't forget to that. We remind you all the time. And this happening, we got to get it in a contest one day.
We should have our own contest.
You have until 5 Eastern today to get signed up for this. $300 buy-in, all cash prizes. Go to Naira.com/contests. And if you do well, it will more than pay for itself and have been well worth your time. We're on America's Day at the Races, kicking off at 3 Eastern, late start today. 3 Eastern on FS2 till 5:30.
All right.
I'll see everybody then.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see
Yes.
you tomorrow, too.
Enjoyed it.
Yes,
Good
as
luck.
always. Good luck today.
Hello, racing fans. Once again, welcome to Aqueduct. And it has warmed up a bit here in South Ozone Park, Queens. Temperature in the low 50s. The main track is good, and it is harrowed. And here now we'll look at today's changes. Nothing to report in races 1 or 2. An overweight in the third, number 8, Nurse Ratchet, is 1 pound over. In the fourth race, scratch number 3, 16 tons. Scratch number 3. In race 5, scratch the 1A Vibe Setter and the 12 Kuzman. Scratch 1A and 12. Number 2 is 1 pound over, and a rider change on the 3. CB Loves a Fight to Luis Rodriguez Castro. Rodriguez Castro rides the 3. In the sixth race, number 1 is 2 pounds over, and number 2 is 1 pound over. No changes in the seventh. And in today's eighth and final race, number 7, Go Johnny Go, runs with Cheek Pieces on. Main track good and harrowed. The Friday opener at the Big A in 28 minutes at 12:50.
I think when people watch it on TV, they think that it's just a rich man's sport and there's nothing else involved. But when people actually come into this side of the sport and they see, and it puts a lot of dollars back into the industry in New York, and we need to protect that.
Working here, it's given me a life and a sense of security for not only myself financially, but also to provide for my family. Ideally, I would love to have my career here.
I'm a single mom. I was able to raise my son and put him through college, and something I'm very proud of, and I couldn't do it without New York racing.
In the backstretch, there is a community that surrounds the racetrack. People that work day in, day out, loving what they are doing.
I mean, there's electricians, there's plumbers, there's carpenters. There's all these men and women who do jobs every day.
One horse requires a hot walker, a groomer, a person who's going to walk them to the races, the people who take care of them every day. And we need all these people to take care of the horses and to continue moving forward in New York racing.
This job has given me not only hope for tomorrow, but has made so many of my wishes come true.
We're really real people back here working our butts off to make this happen. It's a commitment. There's a lot of people back here that depend on this place.
I had the opportunity to go back to school thanks to the jobs provided for us here.
Our industry is vital within this state.
We are New York racing.
We are New York horse racing.
Jobs.
Opportunity.
Community.
We are New York racing.
We are New York horse racing.
We are New York racing.
Want to get your career in horse racing off to a fast start? Well, the University of Arizona's Racetrack Industry Program is your winning ticket. The Racetrack Industry Program has served as a springboard to some of the industry's most successful individuals, with a proven track record of job placement right out of college. If you want to earn a degree in the exciting